Would you believe just 3 simple ingredients and this Christmas tree will also help you relieve the Christmas stress? G'day, welcome to Todd's Kitchen. There are so many bark recipes out there, but I'm going to make a very nice and Christmassy one. So join me today as I make my version of a white chocolate peppermint Oreo bark recipe. And don't forget to check out toddskitchen.com for my lovely and cheap merchandise, including shirts and cases. Okay, so to start off with, this is certainly one of my more favorite parts of making these sort of videos and these sort of recipes, because come Christmas time, with all the rushing around buying presents and cooking, you really do build up a bit of frustration. So for this particular recipe, I'm going to solve that problem for you in 2 ways. 1, it's an easy recipe, and 2, I have some candy canes in a Ziploc bag, and I've also got some Oreos in a Ziploc bag. Now it's up to you how many you want to use. Honestly, it's that easy. It just comes down to the size of the pan that you want to use. So I'm going to use about 4 candy canes and say about 9-10 Oreos. And just with a rolling pin, we're just going to break them up. Not super fine, but just enough so they're nice and broken up, but you can still see what they originally were. Okay, so that should be enough for the candy canes, and now the Oreos. Now for the next step, I've got about 200 grams of white chocolate. Now again, it's up to you on the size of the pan that you use. So you can double it for twice the amount. It really is up to you. That's why this recipe is so easy and so versatile. So you can also make it thicker or thinner. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to place this into the microwave on high for 30 seconds at a time and give it a good stir each time and put on for another 30 seconds until it's completely melted. Okay, so I've just got a loaf pan here. I've lined it with baking paper, and just make sure you have some overhang just so it's easy to pick up when it's done. So just simply pour our melted white chocolate into our pan. And for the first stage, we're going to sprinkle on our Oreo cookies. There we go. Just even them out a bit. Okay, so once that's evened out, we're going to place this into the fridge for about 10 minutes, just to give it a chance to set. And while it's in the fridge, I have a second lot of white chocolate here, the same amount as the first one, and again we're going to place this into the microwave for 30 seconds at a time, stirring each time until it's melted. Okay, so with our first layer all nice and set, we're going to pour on our second layer of white chocolate. Just try and make sure you get it on, cover up, as much as you can the first time, because it will set pretty quickly. Try and do your best to cover up all those Oreos, just so you don't see any on top. And once they're all covered with your final layer of chocolate, you're going to sprinkle on our candy canes. Okay, so once done, just simply place it into the fridge for a further 30 minutes to completely set. Okay, so I've just taken it out of the fridge, so we're just going to lift it out of the container. And we have our bark. Now all we have to do is just simply break it up. And look at that. You have the lovely bottom white chocolate, the lovely, delicious Oreo center, another white chocolate on top, and our peppermint topping. And there we have it, 3 simple ingredients. You can cut it up or you can break it up. It's really up to you. Personally, I prefer to break it up because I love those rough edges, but you can also make it nice and smooth and sharp with a knife. And it's fantastic for relieving that stress come Christmas time, but it's also a quick and easy recipe that you can do just as a little side treat that takes no time whatsoever to make. And you can make as much or as little as you like, depending on the size of pan that you want to use. But whether you make a lot or a little bit, either way, it's still going to taste simply delish. Okay, so we're going to start by melting our chocolate. So I have some chocolate buttons here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to place them into the microwave for 30 seconds at a time on high, and I'm going to stir them each time for 30 seconds until they're ready. Okay, next I've got some candy canes here. Now what I've done is I've placed them into a Ziploc bag just so they don't get away from us. And here comes the really satisfying part. Especially around Christmas, there's a lot of stress and you may have some people getting on your nerves. So just simply think of them. Oh yeah, there we go. Take that, and that, and that. And there we have it, our crushed up candy canes. Okay, so next we have our marshmallows. Now I've tried to rub off as much of the flour as possible. It just makes it easier to stick for the chocolate. And I've also got some mini candy canes. So we're just going to simply twist it right in there, just so the candy cane is pretty much all the way into the marshmallow. So it's just like that. Okay, so finally with our candy canes and the marshmallow attached, we've got our chocolate, which I've just let cool down a bit. It just makes it easier to work with. So what we're going to do is, we're just going to dip it about halfway into the chocolate. So you can still see the marshmallow on top. And I'm just going to let that drip off. Okay, once it's nicely set like so, we're just going to dip it into the candy canes, the broken up candy canes. And just place it on the plate, and we're going to continue on until they're all done. Okay, so now that they're all done, all we're going to do now is place this in the fridge for about half an hour, just to give that chocolate a chance to set. Okay, so I've just taken them out of the fridge and they're set and looking lovely. So they'll most certainly be a fantastic addition to any Christmas day, just as a little treat, a little sweet treat. And they also look fantastic. You got those lovely colors and the chocolate on the marshmallow. But with that minty candy cane, that chocolate and the marshmallow all in one hit, these marshmallow candy canes are going to taste simply delish. Now we're going to start this off with our butter and chocolate. So into a microwave safe bowl, we're going to place in 250 grams or 1 cup of butter, followed by 200 grams of dark chocolate. So now I'm going to place this into the microwave for 30 seconds at a time. Give it a good stir each time until it's completely melted and well combined. Okay, so next I'm going to place in 250 grams or 1 1/4 cups of brown sugar, followed by 1 1/4 cups of self-raising flour or plain flour, and just add a teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 cup of cocoa powder. And I've taken our mix out of the microwave and I've let it cool down just for a couple of minutes. So we're just going to pour that right into our bowl. And we're going to mix this through for a couple of minutes until it's well combined and nice and creamy. Okay, now lastly I've got 4 eggs. So we're going to place in 1 egg at a time, let it mix through. Then we're going to place in the second egg, let it mix through, and so forth. Just until all the eggs are well combined. Okay, now that's mixed through, I've just got a shallow pan here and I've given it a good grease with some cooking spray oil. You can also use some butter. So we're just going to place our mixture into the pan. And now we're going to place this into a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 45 minutes. Now I've just taken our brownie mix out of the oven. While it's cooling down, we're going to work on our lovely topping. So I have some candy canes here in a Ziploc bag. Honestly, it's up to you how many you want to use. I've got about 12 here I think, but you can use twice the amount or half the amount. So just with a rolling pin, we're just going to break them up into small, fine pieces. Now lastly I have 250 grams of white chocolate chips. To that I'm just going to add about half a cup of cream. Any cream will do, thickened cream, whipping cream. And we're going to place this into the microwave for 30 seconds at a time. And we're going to stir it each time until it's completely melted and well combined. Now all we have to do is pour our ganache on top of our brownie mixture. And then on top of that, we're just going to sprinkle on our crushed up candy canes. And once done, just simply place it in the fridge for about an hour to completely cool. And there we have it, some very delicious candy cane brownies. So I had that lovely chocolate moist brownie, but it's also topped off with some lovely white chocolate ganache. And then topped off with that crunchy, distinctive candy cane topping. And as with all my recipes, it's incredibly simple to make. And we all know, when it's simple but full of flavour, they taste simply delish. So we're going to start off by making our coffee. Now I'll leave it up to you how you want to make your coffee. You can use instant coffee, or you can make your own espresso, white coffee, or cappuccino. And next I'm going to add in about a tablespoon worth of chocolate syrup. And then just a couple of drops of peppermint essence. Okay, I'm just going to give that a very quick stir around. And a light sprinkle of chocolate. And we're just going to top it off with one candy cane. And there we have it, and that was incredibly simple and easy to make. But let's see what it's like. Oh, yummy. Now, I sure do love my coffee, but it really does add a festive little taste to it by adding that peppermint and chocolate. So it actually does taste like a candy cane, but with the added flavour of chocolate. And you've also got an extra candy cane that you can munch on afterwards or during. But the best thing about this candy cane latte is that it tastes simply delish. So if you do love coffee, give this a go because I know you will love it. And it's a perfect coffee taste for Christmas Day. Or any day, to be honest. So thank you for watching this episode of Todd's Kitchen.